We're always talking about 5-year plans, right? These grand visions for the future. But what if I told you the most important question isn't about where your company is going, but how it's doing right now? Today, we're going to talk about diagnosing the present. Because let's be real, any map to the future is pretty useless if you don't know where you are to begin with. Look, a lot of leaders are absolutely brilliant at charting a course for the future. I mean, they've got the detailed strategies, the mission statements, it's all there. But let me just ask you this. What good is that map if you don't know your current location? How healthy is your organization at this very moment? And hey, this isn't just some hypothetical problem. As our source material points out, leaders are often so deep in the day-to-day grind that they develop a massive blind spot. They see all the individual trees, the daily sales numbers, the little operational hiccups, but they completely miss the overall health of the forest. Think about it. An absolutely incredible amount of energy goes into that long-term plan. But because of that blind spot we just mentioned, that same intense focus rarely gets applied to an honest-to-goodness diagnosis of the present. And that's a huge oversight. But don't worry, we're about to give you the tools to fix it. So the best way to cut through all that opaqueness is with a really clear framework. For the rest of this explainer, we're going to put on our doctor's coats. Your business, it's our patient. And we're about to give it a thorough annual checkup. Just like a doctor checks your pulse, your blood pressure, your temperature, we can check the health of an organization using 5 key parameters. And the best part, all the data we need is sitting right there in the company's financial statements. No guesswork needed. And here they are, our 5 vital signs. The first 3, revenue, cost, and profits, we're going to pull those straight from the P&L account. The last 2, working capital and net worth, those come from the balance sheet. Now, each one tells a piece of the story, but when you put them all together, they paint a complete and pretty much undeniable picture of your company's health. All right, let's start the examination with the P&L statement. Now, here's the key. It's not enough to just look at these 3 numbers by themselves. Nope, the relationship they have with each other. That's what tells the real story. Okay, so this brings us to our first and, maybe our most important diagnostic test. The rule is super simple. The rate of your revenue growth must be higher than the rate of your cost growth, period. I mean, if it's costing you $1.10 to make $1, you're not actually growing, you're just on a faster track to going out of business. And this is so crucial. We're not interested in a single snapshot in time. A revenue figure from 1 year doesn't really tell us much. What we're diagnosing is the trend, the rate of change over several years. We're looking at the slope of the line. Is it getting steeper? Is it flattening out? Or worst of all, is it trending down? Now, this is what a healthy profit trend looks like. See that? It's not just that profits are growing, it's that the rate of that growth is actually accelerating. It's going from 15% to 17% to 20%. This tells you that the business isn't just getting bigger, it's getting better and more efficient as it scales. That right there is the sign of really strong management. All right, with the P&L vitals checked, we now turn our attention to the balance sheet for our final 2 parameters. These next 2 vitals, they give us a really powerful look at the company's operational efficiency and its fundamental value. First up is working capital, and we're going to measure it with a key ratio. Here's the question it answers. For every single dollar of production cost, or what accountants call cost of goods sold, or COGS, how much cash does the company need tied up just to run the business? This is a killer measure of operational efficiency. So let's just say in year 1, the company needed 50 cents in working capital to support every dollar of its production costs. This is our baseline. It's not good or bad on its own, it's just our starting point for the diagnosis. But now look at this. By year 3, that number has dropped all the way down to 30 cents. This is a fantastic sign. It means that even as the company grows and its costs are going up, it's getting so much better at managing its resources. This points to some major operational improvements happening behind the scenes. Our final vital sign is net worth. And put simply, it's what the business owns minus what it owes. And you guessed it, just like with profits, we are looking for an accelerating rate of growth. This is the ultimate proof that management is creating real, tangible value for its owners. Okay, so we've now checked all 5 vital signs. But here's the thing, a single checkup isn't enough. To form a complete diagnosis and to really understand the trends, we need to look at the data over the right time frame. Which brings us to our final step, the 4-year diagnosis. A single year is just a snapshot. It's a blip on the radar.
To truly understand an organization's health and the quality of its management, you need a minimum of 4 years of data. So why 4 years? Because that's about how long it takes for major strategic decisions, like a new product launch or a big policy change, to really play out in the financial results.
And so here it is, the final health report card. A healthy organization shows a revenue growth rate that is consistently, year after year, outpacing its cost growth. Its profit growth rate is accelerating, its working capital ratio is decreasing, which shows greater efficiency, and its net worth growth is also accelerating. This, right here, is the integrated picture of a strong, well-run company. At the end of the day, while all those forward-looking plans are absolutely essential, they're only as good as the foundation they're built on. This diagnostic process gives you that foundation. It tells you exactly where you stand, with clarity and with objectivity. Which leaves us with just one final question for you. Are you going to give your company's annual checkup the same energy you give its 5-year plan?